ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
Yeah, Adian's one. Yeah, Adian has one more question. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, when we see, right, first Krishna explained Karma Yogam, subsequently Gnana Yogam, then Bhakti Yogam. After that, in 18th chapter, that too in the terms of last few slokams only, Bhagavan explains the prapaththi margam there. So why it has come in that sequence, Adian wanted to know. Like whether it is to show the people that these are not the upayams or what's wrong.
See, Krishna explains so many things in Bhagavad Gita. First, he explains about Tattva Vivekam, difference between Atma, Achit and Ishvara. And then he explains about Nityatva and Anityatva, what is temporary and what is permanent. And then he explains so many things like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, then the power of senses in keeping us bound to this world. And then the importance of mind, how important is mind and how we should use the mind to control the senses. And then he explains about the wealth he has, Vibhuti Yoga. And then he shows the Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna. And then he talks about the three qualities, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And then he talks about Purushottama Vidya. So there are so many different topics have been discussed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. All of these are necessary for someone to understand and make a wise choice, wise decision. So after explaining all of these, Krishna in the end talks about Sharanagati. But in between also there are shlokas which talks about Sharanagati. Daiviha yesha gunamayi mamamaya durateya mamevaye prapadhyante maya meta tarantite. So in that shloka, those who surrender unto me, they cross the ocean of nescience, the samsara. Then there is Tameva Sharanam Gacha, Sarva Bhavena Bharata. That shlokam is there. So there are other shlokams which talk about Sharanagati, but not as straightforward and as crystal clear as in Sarvadharman Paritejya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Ahantva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Mashujaha. So that shlokam is considered as the ultimate shlokam. That is why it is said to be Charma shlokam in our Sampradaya. So there Sharanagati is greatly emphasized. But there also, as far as Vedantis are concerned, they look at that Sharanagati also as a Angam of Bhakti Yoga. By performing Sharanagati, one will be free from their sins, past sins, and then Bhakti Yogam can be pursued easily without much difficulty, and it can be quickly completed. If there are so many sins, then it will be like you climb up 4 feet and you get down 3 feet. You constantly have to go up and down, and the progress will be very, very slow. Because of that, one can perform Sharanagati, and Bhagavan will eliminate all the hurdles which stop one from engaging in Bhakti Yoga, and then one can proceed to Bhakti Yoga. That is how others will explain that shlokam, what we call as Sharma shlokam in our Sampradayam. Not others, they don't call it as Sharma shlokam, but they give importance to the shlokam, but they don't have that shlokam as the ultimate shlokam. So in our Sampradayam, this shlokam is taken as the most important shlokam. Now the reason for doing all of this is Arjuna is a Pravritti Marga person. he wants to act, he wants to perform, he wants to do something and accomplish some goal. So for them, if you just say in the beginning itself, you give up everything. For someone who is so eager to do something, and for someone who cannot be convinced that if you don't do anything, success will come your way. Those persons who are fully engaged in prapaththi mArgam, that we have to act, we have to act, we have to act, in that mood, if we say that don't do anything, everything will happen, then they cannot take it, they cannot accept it. So Krishna is going in the framework of Arjuna, in his mindset, and he is teaching all the different concepts, right from the basics, right from making Arjuna understand that we are not this body, there is a higher force, which is me, that is Krishna. Then we have to give up attachment towards all the Achit. Everything what we see is Achit. And then step by step, what is Karma Yoga? Why we are going through suffering now? Why someone is having enjoyment now? So all of those can be explained by Karma Yoga. Then once a person understands Karma Yoga, then one has to apply intelligence to it. How to go over this just doing actions constantly and expecting results. To make that next step, Krishna is teaching Jnana Yoga, where one can focus on meditation, one can focus on some form of relaxing the mind and just not worrying about everything, focusing on Bhagavan, thinking about Bhagavan's qualities and so on. So these are all part of the meditation and Dhyanam and Jnana Yoga. And then once one becomes a little bit settled and one can remain undisturbed by the environmental things, then now one can progress to Bhakti Yoga, where continuous meditation of Bhagavan's qualities, of Bhagavan's divine form, all of those continuously happen. So Bhakti Yoga is fairly advanced and very difficult to do. And subsequently, whatever other principles one has to know, all of those are taught by Krishna to Arjuna. And by the time 18th Adhyayam had been explained, towards the end, now Krishna becomes overwhelmed by Bhakti Yogam also. He is asking, how can I do all of that? Because now that I understand that I'm your servitor, I'm totally dependent on you. Now if I have to do Bhakti Yoga on my own, if I have to get something done on my own, how is that possible? For that, Bhagavan says, finally, Sarvadharman Parityajya. In that shlokam, he says, okay, you give up all of those upayams and just hold on to me as the upayam. I will remain in the place of all those upayams. Whatever they do, I will do it for you. So this is one other understanding of Charma Shlokam. So Krishna is taking the place of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and the atonements one has to do to eliminate one's sins. So all of these are now taken up by Krishna himself, and he says, I will do that for you, so that you can continue your pursuit. So this is the general approach of Krishna. By the time Arjuna had acquired some peace, shanti, maturity, and so on, and then finally accepted Krishna as everything, and then he obeyed Krishna's orders, he fought the battle. But beyond that, our acharyas have focused simply on this Sarvadharman Parityajya shlokam and named it as Charma Shlokam, and highlighted the esoteric meanings of this shlokam which is much deeper than just what is explained by other Sampradaya Acharyas. So our Acharyas, especially Bhagavad Ramanuja, had given the deeper meaning of Charma Shlokam. And this concept of Sharanagati is further explained by Bhagavad Ramanuja in Sharanagati Gadyam. So for general Vedantis, those who are trying to understand Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta from our Sampradayam and also from outside, Bhagavad Ramanuja had given SrIvaishNava. And for those who are totally surrendered to Bhagavad Ramanuja and totally accepting Bhagavad Ramanuja's philosophy, Bhagavad Ramanuja had given Sharanagati Gadyam, which is bringing out the deeper meanings of Charma Shlokam. So that is how it works. And Gadyam, Gaditrayam is also the meanings of Dvaya Mahamantram and so on. So all the deeper meanings are given by Bhagavad Ramanuja in Gaditrayam. While the basic meanings, Vedanta viewpoint in the correct sense is given in Sri Bhashya and Gita Bhashya and so on.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
To learn such valuable information about our SrIvaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.